Good evening everyone. Our topic for today is audit planning and field work. Audit program is a written plans prepared by auditor that shows the nature, duration and extent of the audit procedures to be adopted in order to conduct the audit efficiently and effectively. The purpose of audit program is to assist with planning and performance of the audit, to control, review and record the proper execution of the audit work and used as audit evidence to support an opinion. There are two types of audit program which are standard and tailored. Standard is a pre-prepared listing of objectives and tests that will be used in audit. It helps to reduce risks that procedures are omitted. Meanwhile, tailored is a cater audit procedures to match specific needs of the auditing entity. It helps the company to identify potential compliance lapses and develop internal controls. Audit documentation is the written record of the basis for the auditor's conclusions that provides the support for the auditor's representations. It includes records of the planning and performance of the work, the procedures performed, evidence obtained and also the conclusions made by auditor. There are two types of audit files which are permanent files and current files. Permanent files is the carry-forward documents in the file from year to year. It includes copies of important legal document and agreement, copies of audited financial statement for previous year and analysis of significant ratios and trends. Current files is the contain of all audit work on this year's audit. It includes analysis of transactions and balances, copies of communication with other auditor, experts and third parties and also letters of representation or confirmation received from the client. Audit working paper are papers and document prepared by the auditor for each audit which consist of details about an accounts. The objectives of audit working papers are to assure that the audit work is both accurate and complete, provide a reliable guidance for planning the future audit assignment and useful to auditor to control the current year's audit work. Working papers should provide a documentation of information obtained about the area being reviewed, authoritative support for finding and recommendations contained in the audit report, uniformity to the audit process, reviews on performance and quality assurance, and a guide for subsequent audits. Preparation of working papers. Completeness and accuracy, clarity and understanding, pertinence, logical arrangement, and legibility and neatness. Ownership and confidentiality of audit documentation. The auditor should adopt reasonable procedure to retain audit documentation for a period of time sufficient to meet needs of auditor's practice. An auditor should adopt reasonable procedures to maintain the confidentiality of the client's information. Reasonable procedures also should be adopted to prevent unauthorized access to audit documentation. The internal control. Management and auditor's responsibilities. Management is responsible for adopting sound accounting policies, establishing and maintaining internal control. Internal control objectives are desired goal or condition for a specific event cycle. For a control objective to be effective, compliance with it must be measurable and observable. The control objectives include authorization, completeness, accuracy, validity, physical safeguards and security, error handling and segregation of duties. Major component of internal controls are control environment, risk assessment, control activities, information and communication and monitoring. Control environment are factors that set the tone of the organization, influencing the control consciousness of its people. The 7 factors are integrity and ethical values, commitment to competence, human resource policies and practices, Assignment of authority and responsibility, management's philosophy and operating style, board of director or audit committee participation and EMP, organizational structure. Risk assessment are risks that may affect an entity's ability to properly record, summarize and report financial data. Control activities. Various policies and procedures that help ensure those necessary actions are taken to address risk affecting achievement of entity's objectives. Information and communication are methods established to record and report transaction, also to maintain accountability of related assets and liabilities. Monitoring is an assessment of the quality of internal control performance over time. Evaluation of internal control is necessary to ascertain whether control were in use throughout the period under audit. An auditor can acquire an understanding through discussion with personnel and by reference to documents. Stage of evaluation starts with testing compliance. Next, evaluate the system and communication of weakness in internal control system. Assessment and documenting. Understanding of internal controls are designed both to document risks in control and to facilitate evaluation of the effectiveness of the control system. Management letter is issued after the evaluation of the internal controls. The objective of this letter are to identify any weaknesses in the internal control, to suggest adequate accounting control, to suggest improvements in the existing internal control. That's all for today, thank you.